going on, everybody? This is your girl, Creole Butterfly, Libra Butterfly, Coco 929, coming to you from the great state of Kentucky, where the women are beautiful and the horses are fast, or the horses are beautiful and women are fast. It just depends on what you like. I want to say happy birthday, happy quinceañera, happy bar mitzvah, the lottie dottie, and every darn body under the sound of my voice. Yeah, I have done something to my computer screen, and I don't know what I've done. So, if I click and it goes off, I will be back on. I'm so serious. I don't know what I've done, y'all. Seriously. Uh, yeah. Okay. So let's get her started. Hold on. Let me see. What the heck did I do? I don't know what I did. I have no idea what I did. Let's see. Okay, that. Anyway, I'm just gonna have to go on and do what I'm doing, the things that I'm doing, the way that I'm doing, the how that I'm doing, the thing that I'm doing. Okay, even when I click this over here, it's not working. Um, anyway, y'all. This is your girl. I already told you who I am, coming from the great state of Kentucky, where the women are beautiful and the horses are fast. Other horses are beautiful, the women are fast. It just really depends on what you like. I want to say happy birthday, happy quinceañera, happy bar mitzvah to Lottie Dottie and every darn body under the sound of my voice. Okay, we're going to get into it. Hopefully I can pull this up, y'all. I'm telling you, I don't know what I did to the screen, but she not acting right. Okay. I have no idea what I did. Let me see if I can. Hold on. Okay. I did that. And I don't know what I did. This is so funny to me. But anyway, y'all, I hope you all have been having a blessed day thus far. I'm going to share something with you guys. I'm sure something real light first. Okay. Well, now let's get into the main story. Okay. I want to get you all's opinion. Let me make sure y'all can see it. Okay. Let's make sure y'all can see it. Yep, y'all can see it. All right. Check this out. I want to know what y'all think, okay? This is the reaction part of this. Let's go.
At the time, my youngest daughter still slept in the bed with my then spouse and I. I was getting ready to wake up for a prayer call that morning. And so I was just kind of stirring awake when I started to hear a sound on our bed. And it was the sound of like when you're rubbing your, like a body part against like your bed sheet. I woke up thinking it was my then spouse passing my youngest daughter over to me in the bed. So I immediately sat up, then saw that they were both laying down. He was laying down, and I started to tap where my youngest daughter would be sleeping. So now I'm fully awake. I get up and I'm like, where's my child? She was further down the bed, lying horizontally above her father's lap area. To see her positioned in that manner, I was like, she doesn't sleep like this. I immediately pulled her towards me. And now I'm like, okay.
First of all, those stops are not me. Okay, let me go ahead and tell y'all that. Second of all, I don't know if y'all heard it so far. She said she heard something like a rubbing against, and she woke up and saw that their daughter was laid across the dad's middle section, pelvic area, middle section. Okay, let's pay attention. All right, let's pay a darn attention. Come on.
What was that sound? If he's laying down, what was that sound? Is he really asleep? And so I started to kind of reach towards him to see if my ex was awake or not. And that was when his alarm clock went off. Not less than a minute or so, he grabs his phone and he heads out of the bedroom. I immediately get up and I also go out to see, like, what is he doing? When he turns around to come back out of the bathroom, he immediately covers himself. I knew that if I could see his body, I would have an understanding of what was he doing with my child that morning. About
Okay. She has questions, and she should. Okay. All right, let's go.
an hour or so later, my older two kids were up and they were getting ready to head out to school, and he was going to take them to school that morning. When the kids came out, my then spouse came out as well. My older two kids greeted him, and he says good morning to them. And my youngest said good morning as well, and he did not respond. I said, "You didn't hear her? It's clear something is happening, and it's clear that he's trying to find a way to kind of walk past it or circumvent it." By the end of the day, when he came back from work, he walked right into the front door. He walked past my older two and went straight for my youngest, picks her up and plants this big kiss on her mouth. And he's not looking at her. He's looking directly at me. And I remember I wanted to vomit in my mouth. My main focus at that point was, what do I need to do to protect my children? I slept with my youngest daughter in the living room. I would sleep with her in my older two kids' bedroom. At this point as well,
I'm like that too. I don't think no adult should kiss a child in the mouth. I don't care if it's your child or not. That's creepy. To me, that's creepy. Okay. I'm for that. I do not think, no, I don't care if it's your own child. I don't think you need to be kissing no child in the mouth. I really don't even like people kissing my babies on the side of their face, on their jaw and stuff. I don't. I'm one of them parents, but whatever. So I agree with that. Let's go.
well, the tension in the house just became astronomical. We're almost now to the end of the divorce proceedings, and my youngest daughter was sitting on the bed behind me drawing. I hear her behind me say, "Okay, now I'm going to draw a PP." I turn around and say, "Baby, where did you hear that from? We don't use that language." She got quiet, she looked down, and she said, "On Daddy." I hold my breath. So I say, "Okay, you saw it in the daytime, right?" And she said, "No, at nighttime." I said, "Well, you guys were sitting in the living room watching movies or TV, yeah?" And she said, "No, it was in the bedroom. Maybe it was Daddy in the bathroom." And she said, "No, it was on the bed." I asked her those questions again in a different order. She says the exact same thing, gives the exact same answers. I gave her the biggest hug and just tried to assure her that you're so brave, because now at the time she's 4, for her to be able to recall, to answer, and to do it so clearly. I said, "Do you know how smart you are? Do you know how brave you are? Now what do I really do?" Visitation is still happening. There's one time when the kids came home, again with my youngest daughter. She came home and her body part in that area was red and swollen. I asked her, I was like, "Baby, what happened?" She does this thing that she lifts up her legs and she holds like her knees with her hands. How would she position herself like that? I said, "Why are you holding your legs like that?" And I remember she just laid down there and just looked me dead in the eye. She took a princess wand and she said, "Mommy, this is how you play with a princess wand." She took the wand and she rolled it between her fingers with her hands. And I looked at her and said, "No, baby, that's not how you play with the princess wand."
Okay, these little pauses and stuff, it depends on who our network is with, is bothering me too. But this stuff really happens, y'all. Let's go.
This is real. I called CPS. I got a call back like the next hour. And it was a social worker saying, "We received your message. We definitely want to come out and do a home visit. We want to speak with your child. We'll be there." And I said, "Okay, we are here." They spent time with me. They spent time with my children and some other family members that were here in the home. One of the social workers came to me. She said, "Was there a particular symptom that was common with your then spouse and you, like when you guys were intimate? Every time we were intimate, it always left me feeling like itchy." She said, "Mom, that's the same symptom that your baby is also saying that she experienced." The social worker grabbed my hand. She just held my hand and we just stood in the living room crying. A few more weeks, I get a missed call from Child Protective Services. And they're saying that they were suddenly told by law enforcement that they should shut the entire case down. And I remember thinking, what the hell just happened here? So I ended up going to a prophetic conference at that same time. I remember standing in the back of the room next to this petite, elderly woman. She whispered something to me. She said, "You have been through a time of great trial, but the Lord is going to show you and your children that He is a God
of thank you.
Justice. I have just entered this room. She does not know me. I do not know her." There's one woman in particular who was like, "I'm seeing that you were previously married to a man who has turned towards darkness." She doesn't know my husband. It will come.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That pausing that her internet is doing is really working my nerves. Okay. I mean, it's like every 2 words it's pausing. It's working my nerves. Okay. So I got some stuff to share with y'all regarding this type of subject. So I'm trying to get through it. Pray for me that I get through it on these dark and evil days, okay? Because it's bothering me, Swag. It's really bothering me. Whoo, child. Here we go. We almost if we don't end soon, I'm gonna end it. Because it's pausing, it's bothering me.
To me, hold my hand and just start crying. I asked that messy question. What do you call it when your spouse suddenly changes? There's no legal accountability. There's potential abuse and there's smearing. Like, what do you call all of that? And she looked at me and she said, "Yeah, that sounds like Freemasonry." And I remember just the certainty in her eyes and the certainty in her voice. I get home from the conference and I'm having all of these dreams. In one of the dreams, I woke up into the dream. I looked towards the foot of the bed and my ex was there. As he's attempting to reach towards me, I can see that his dress shirt.
Okay, I can't. I'm sorry, I cannot. I cannot. Oh, I cannot. Okay, so yeah, I'm sorry, y'all. In other words, we'll try that some other day. I just can't. Yeah, I'm not on. Yeah, I just can't. Okay, let me see what I can do. Yeah, I messed up this. I actually messed up my computer somehow, and I'm gonna have to fix it. But I'll fix it when I get off this live. Because right now I'm not. Okay, so give me one moment. I'm getting the other slide ready. Okay, so let's talk about that real quick. Okay, I had a situation that happened. I actually kind of wondered if I was going to talk about it, but I have to because I'm so open and honest, and I tell y'all almost everything. And y'all know part of my history, okay? Y'all know part of my history. So y'all know we had a family reunion Saturday, and um, so I was with my family and everything, and I admit y'all, I have told you guys before that um, on both sides of my family, okay, one of the curses that's on both sides of the family is molestation and incest and stuff like that, right? Especially incest, all right. Um, and so I told you that's a curse that was on both sides, a generational curse that's on my dad's side as well as my mother's side. So, all right. And I'm not going to say who because I do have family members that watch this. So, okay, I'm not going to say who. So, family, unless you know, you won't know. And shout out to my family. I love y'all, but this is not what this is for. I'm saying this because I want people to pay attention. Okay. Now, um, one of the things that has happened, I gotta fix this. I am a perfectionist, and I am a perfectionist. And I tell y'all that things bother me until I figure out what it is. Like, I really go through a situation because the perfectionist in me is like, what the heck did I do? Why come it's not acting the way it's supposed to act? You know, and all the things. Okay, so dang, it still did it wrong. Okay, hold on. Let me get back over to y'all. Let me get back over to y'all. Y'all still here? Yeah, y'all still here. Okay. I can't find it. Where is it? Oh, here it is, right here. Okay. Okay. So let me see. Okay. Nope, nope, and no. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what I did. I'm gonna have to just restart this when I get out for here. So let me go on with my commentary. So y'all, okay, so it was great seeing all the family members that came, and they came from other states and stuff. They all came up, and it was, the ones that came up rather, it was beautiful because I don't want to just see you when the death happens, and everything. And we have such a big family that we have like three different type of family reunions a year, okay, in three different states because our family is just very, very big. And I told you, my one cousin that I was talking to, and I might share that picture on my community wall, but my one cousin I was talking to had 36 kids. Yes, 36 kids, and 33 is living. So, so the rest of them, like, and he was one of 10. My mom was one of 10. I keep saying, I think I said 8, but I think she's 10, one of 10. Uh, and everything. So we having kids has never been an issue. So um I'm gonna skip everything because if I say actually what I was doing, then my family that listens to this is gonna know who it was. And I'm trying not to put that out there like that. Okay. But one particular family member gave me a look and hey Catherine Boo gave me a look, y'all. And this look made me feel so uncomfortable and so dirty. It took me back to when I was a kid. And this particular family member made me feel so uncomfortable and where I didn't want to be by myself around them and all of this and stuff. And I am 54. I'll be 55 this year. And for that to come up in me like it did when I was a kid, it let me know something. It let me know something. And I had to hurry up and get away from this person. And I was like, wow, wow. It tripped me out because I remember, like, when you don't see somebody all the time, or when you see them and you only see the person every now and then, I briefly, you go, hey, and that you hug each other and you go on about your business. It's nothing. But when you're forced to be in a spot with this person and it's just you and this person, there is no way in the world my whole inside should have been shaking like that. When I tell y'all my insides was shaking, I was like, I instantly reverted back to that little girl. And I was like, it's this crazy. And yeah, and I can't say no more. Like I said, I got family members who watch this. I got family members who subscribe to me on the same side of the family that I'm talking about. So I can't really get into more because I never know if they're going to be listening and I don't want them to get that and then start talking amongst the family about what they heard on here. Okay. So y'all know family can do that, and everything. And y'all, it was scary. And I never ever wanted to ever feel like it again. And I made my business to where once I became an adult, I would never feel like it again with a predator, even if the predator is in my family. Now, for those of you all who are new to me, my name is Creole, okay, Coco, aka Coco, and I tell my own business. All right, I come on here and tell my own business. And those of you that has been following me for a while know that I am more than a conqueror and a more than a survivor of molestation, incest, and rape. Okay, multiple. And most of my trauma came from family members. Okay, I've talked about it to nauseum. Okay, you can go back and look at the videos. I got one that's called Stockholm Syndrome. My story with Stockholm Syndrome, everything. Okay, so what I'm saying now, I'm just picking up from different things that I left off to help somebody. And when I heard this girl's story that I played for you all about her daughter, and the daughter's father and her ex-husband, and how when a person is at a certain level in the Masonic situation, that they can have things shut down, they can have things changed, and all of this and stuff. That there's a lot of children that have been molested, and things of that nature that don't go investigated because who they're connected to, the person who done it, who they're connected to, and everything. And so I just wanted to say, you are not crazy. Those of you all who, when you get around certain people, it's like you feel some type of way, and you like, why do I feel like this when I'm around this person? Because don't you know sometimes y'all, when something has happened to you and God knows that you can't handle it, that it'll go away, like it'll be hidden until it's unlocked. That's why a lot of people that go through therapy and counseling, okay, you know how you see a lot of people that drink all the time and they don't understand why they drink all the time, but every day they drink. And you know, you like, why does this person do this all the time? You know what I'm saying? That's because there is some trauma that has happened. And that trauma that has happened is too hard for them to deal with. And they found their solace, they found uh 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 their escape through drinking. Okay. And sometimes it's hidden so well that they don't understand it until they actually take the time to go to counseling, go to therapy, and they begin to unlock it. Okay. They begin to unlock these things to help, you know, to help people deal with the traumas in the situation that has happened in their life. Sometimes your body will let you know that this is a dangerous situation. This situation don't mean you no good. Y'all, when I tell, even sitting here, like my insides is shaking. Seriously, me even talking about it. But I vowed once I became an adult, nobody would have that type of control over me ever again. That I would never put myself in a situation like it again. And I will always speak up. And so when this happened to me, it was out of the blue, y'all. Like I was loving on my family. We was taking pictures. The music was playing. We all was acting silly. And the person looked at me and they have looked at me before, but it's been like I told you, like 2 seconds. I'm like, hey, hug them and gone about my, you know, but this person gave me that look. And when they gave me that look, it unlocked everything in me. And I was like, and I froze. I kid you not. I froze in the middle of the floor, y'all. I froze. Seriously. And they kept staring at me. And they was giving me that look. And that was the same look I used to get as a kid. And not a kid, not a look like you scared of that person because they're gonna whoop your butt and you know they don't play. No, it was sexual. It was very much sexual. It was predatorial. I know the difference. I am a therapist, so you know I know. You know, I'm a preacher too, so therefore I counsel people on that end. Y'all, when I tell y'all I could not move, seriously, and I did, I was like, and I had to remind myself to breathe. And I was like, wait a minute. Oh my, and the person just kept on. And they started getting closer to me. They started walking up on me with this look. And then when other people was trying to talk to this person, they kept looking at me. And I'm standing in the middle of the floor like, you know, and I had to go, huh, huh, huh. Like this is what I'm standing in the middle of everybody surrounding me, everybody talking to each other and everything. And this person's staring at me. He's having a conversation with somebody staring at me. And I'm standing in the middle of the floor froze. Suppressed, right, 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 right. Y'all. Okay, give me a minute. Give me a minute. Whew. Okay. I guess what I'm trying to say is that being around family is a good thing. It can be a good thing. But I have made my life toxic free. I have made my life to where anything that upsets my shana, that's the inner me, I don't deal with. Meaning I cut it loose. I don't bother it. Do you know how do you know how hard it was for me to tell my auntie about one of my mother's brothers, okay, on one side of their family because she's my mother's sister on another. Do you know how hard it was for me to open up and tell her about that? And I only opened up and told my auntie about that because this particular, hey, damn show, I've been worried. I've been concerned about you, boo. I've been concerned about you. It was very awkward for me, Catherine. It was very awkward. Don't y'all know? And that's why, you know what? Let me do a sea lie here. Let me do a sidebar rather. Let me do a sidebar. Don't you know that's why I always talk about my late husband? I always talk about him because my late husband knew everything about me and saw the joy in me. He saw the queen I was. And when I opened up and told, like, I didn't tell him about me being molested and raped and all that. I hadn't told him about that. I just told him it was some things in my past that if we end up together, I will let him know. And I left that alone. And how he found out was one day we was gonna have some sweet fellowship. Y'all could we was in the bed, gonna have some sweet fellowship. And the way that he rubbed the side of my body took my mind back to being molested, and I screamed right in the middle. And I screamed so hard. He hopped up butt naked and ran to the corner and looked at me. He didn't he hopped up. Seriously. And I sat in the middle of the bed just shaking and screaming, shaking and screaming. And finally, when I realized that it wasn't the person and that I had just did this, and this man, this grown man, because y'all know my husband was 9 years older than me. This grown man was over in the corner, butt naked, looking at me like I was an idiot. You know what I'm saying? Now he was concerned. I said an idiot. He was concerned that finally he was like, he was so gentle with me. He was so understanding. Most dudes would be like, I'm out of here, forget you, holler at you later. You got too many issues, blah, blah, blah. This man came straight over to the bed. He said, can I sit down? He even asked me, can I get close to the bed? I feel so bad. I was like, yeah. He said, can I sit? I said, yeah. He said, you want to tell me what happened? I mean, he was so humble. He said, you want to tell me what happened? And I said, no, but I owed him that, y'all, because I just scared the daylights out of this man, and everything. And so we got to talking, and I 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 got to talking. And he was like, I always knew you were special. He said, but this right here, he said, it solidified it for me. He said, all of this that you just told me, he said, I don't know how you're not crazy. And that's what he said. I don't know how you're not crazy. He said, and you carry yourself a certain, and everything. Y'all, when I tell y'all, let me look at what y'all saying. I'm sorry, y'all. Hold on. What's up, JB? Hey, everybody who came in and even had her to get rid of it. See, that's so sad. I'm sorry to have. Thank you, boo. Thanks for coming in. So y'all, I said all that to say when you got children, especially if you got women, if you got female girls, I told y'all when I wrote my first book, it was more men that bought my book than it was women. That tripped me out. It was men, it was males, it was thugs and things of that nature who bought my book than women. Sometimes us women we so catty. I ain't gonna support her. Mm-mm. She already thinks she all that. I ain't gonna support. Girl, I don't care. But the men that was buying my books, they even was emailing me saying, "Thank you for writing this book." Cause I got daughters, and I'ma ask my daughters, have any of my brothers or my daddy, blah blah blah, and blah blah blah. Okay, I mean, seriously, that's why I give my email out because people can be more open in the email than they can like Instagram and all that stuff. I'm old school, you know what I'm saying? And they was like, you touched me. Now I know what to look for, and all of this. And then I had a couple men like, I've never told my family, but my own granddaddy was messing with my manhood. You see what I'm saying? So, I might not be for everybody, and that's fine. But the people that rock with me the long way. They know I'm real with it. I'm gonna come on here and tell you all my stuff. If it means helping you, I don't care what I share. Shoot, it's done happened. God saved me. Okay, my misery became my ministry. So what? What? Huh? What we talking about? What are we talking about? I ain't got no fake stories for you at all. I'm naked and unashamed. You feel me? Okay. So, but yeah, I'll never forget that day. My husband, he hopped up out of that bed and went across the room. He was naked as a jaybird, y'all. And he was just standing there. And our family came out of all that screaming. I scared him to death. I did. I scared that man. I just knew after that he would look at me all funny and all, but no, he didn't. If anything, he loved me even the more. I'm being seriously. And he told me his job was to protect me. He said, I don't know what happened with all that other, but my job is he said, my job is to provide, to be a priest and protect you. And that's what I'm going to do. And when I tell y'all he did that to the umpteenth power, okay. Mm-hmm. Y'all. I edited my own book. I self-published and everything. I except for my last one, and me and that publisher and everything, we fell out. We fell out. I wouldn't even tell you her name. Only way you would know it is if you know my last book and you wouldn't got it. Because if she was on fire, I wouldn't cry eye water to put her out. And that's the truth. You know. That's the truth. I'm sorry. I have nothing good to say. And when I don't have nothing good to say about people, I don't say nothing. So I was taught that if you ain't got nothing good to say, don't say nothing. So I don't say nothing. But I mean, like I keep telling you to email me, Jay. I give you all the information. You might can help me because I'm trying to, I'm on my fourth book now that I'm writing called Me Versus Me. And everything, but I got 3 books already out there, and I got good reviews on my books. Because how can it be a bad review when I'm talking about my life? It ain't like I'm creating stories and want you to put your input. No, I'm telling you what happened to me. I mean, seriously, you know, and everything. But yeah, y'all, so, and that's why when Lord, how did I get on this story? Because I was talking about the video. But protect your children and protect your nieces and nephews. If you don't have any kids, it's still your obligation to make sure that kids that you see more than twice a year, you're responsible for that. I heard a lot of people, I ain't got no kids, so I ain't got to worry about it. No, you got kids that live in your neighborhood. You probably got next door neighbors who got kids. If you know anything or if you feel anything, that I would rather call and report something going on and not really know than to know and turn my head. Seriously. I have a thing with young little girls sitting on men's laps. Most men, if they do go to pick a little girl up, they'll adjust themselves first. Like what they doing is moving that manhood out of the way. Cause a man will get hard with the wind blow. Okay, a man gets hard if the wind blow. It has no mind of its own. I mean, it has no controlled mind. It has a mind of its own. It does what it want to do. That third leg will move because it's Tuesday. Okay, and I know today's Thursday, but I'm just saying it'll move because today's Thursday. If it make you feel better, it'll move because it's summertime. It'll move because butterflies is flying. It just moves. Okay, so most men that has integrity, they'll adjust themselves and set the little girl on their leg and not their penis. When you sit on a man's lap, that his thing jump because it's a man. That's what they do. Okay, I'm just. So when you see little girls, it because I was a victim of incest and stuff, y'all, and molestation. I don't like seeing little girls on men's laps. If they do sit on their lap, sit them on if they on the leg, it's different. But when I see you got a girl on your lap, it bothers me. It does something to me. It does. Okay, it could be my own hang up, but 9 times out of 10, I ain't never been wrong. Seriously, I can tell. I can look at a person and tell whether or not they're an abuser. Seriously, whether an abuser, whether a killer, whether a rapist rather. I can tell you. I can just look at a person and tell you if that one right there. I don't know. Some people suppress their anger so much, y'all, that they're borderline abusive, meaning that because they suppress that anger so much, If it comes out and not in the right way, they're going to kill somebody. How can I say this? The one thing I made sure today when I looked at my coverage, my medical coverage, because it's changing and all of that, is that my mental health coverage is still covering. I'm a retired therapist, okay? However, I have a therapist. You feel what I'm saying? I get kind of skeptical of people who know they need counseling and won't go get it. It's like, do you really love you? Are you really concerned about you? Are you really concerned about your next day, how things is going, because you can't know you need help and won't go get it. That's a mental illness within itself. How do you need counseling and won't go get it? There is no way. I can't even take you serious. It's like a preacher or a pastor is supposed to have somebody that they're accountable to. When you see all these pastors and they're not accountable to somebody, I run from that. Who do you have speaking in your life telling you that's wrong? Don't do that. That's right. I'm covering you. It just trips me out. Let me see what you said. I've researched the whole process before and done steps. I wanted to know what you did as far as marketing. Was curious. I love to help. I'm gonna make a serious effort. No, I'm gonna email you about that. Okay. No, man, it's very well disciplined. All jokes aside, I don't like the lap thing, period. I know it's right. After I got a little older, it's just weird to me. Right. What you said. That's why I'm like, it's kind of I don't know. Anyway, moving on. Codependency. Let's get into that real quick. Codependency. I have been listening. What's up, sissy smooches? I have been listening, y'all, to a lot of people. And I'm so disappointed. I, I you know, I'm so disappointed. I am because again, we're talking about adults who is showing their mental capacity, okay? Codependent characterized by excessive emotional or psychological reliance on a partner. Typically one who requires support on account of an illness or addiction. A person with an excessive emotional or psychological reliance on a partner. Okay, I just read that too. So it's both of them is the same thing. Okay. Without saying what I'm saying, I'm gonna say it like this. Okay. I was in a particular chat. I don't know how I ended up there because I really don't go over there. But nevertheless, I guess God knows all. And it's, every now and then he wants me to hear some things. So I was in a particular chat and I seen women, I want to say over the age of 40. I'm going to be polite. I'm going to say over the age of 40. There was so much going on. I couldn't believe it. I was sitting there like, and not in a judgmental way, but just like in a way like, really? Because, I'm under the belief that once you reach a certain age, it's just certain things you don't do anymore. It's just, things that maybe you used to do when you were younger, the older you get, it becomes less attractive to you. You find other things to do to stimulate your mind. You find other interests. You're just not into stuff like that no more. Now, when I was a young person, now I'm going to say when I was before 12 years old, the messier, the better. Okay, because I would laugh at people. I would crack up. All of my friends from the age of 12 on up was dudes. I got along with men, our males, more than I did women. Women to me were too catty, too catty. She said, we say, they said, you said, I said, you said, when they said, and 2 days ago they said it, and you just now see, and I didn't like that. So I actually used to just hang around dudes. And dudes would like me to hang around them. One, I was good to look at, but two, I act like them. I didn't gossip. And they would tell people, ah, she cool, she cool, she cool, she can, hey, yeah, that's shorty, shorty cool, you know. And so now that I'm older and I see women my age, and I be wondering sometimes why I can't connect, because part of me be like, not that one. And I speak, but I be wondering sometimes why don't, it's just something I feel I can't, and I see I'm not into that. I'm not into the and I can't believe that women 40 and above is at where it just, I can't comprehend it. And it don't make me better. Well, I just can't comprehend it. It's like, sissy, you wouldn't believe it. You should have heard it. It was wow. It was no, she said that, you said that, we said, and then she did, and she's lying, and you lying. No, you lying. No, you lying because you MF lied because you said that, we said that, he said, and I was sitting there like, wow. I It's like I was having an out of body and it didn't have nothing to do with me, but it was on YouTube, and I was sitting there like, uh-uh, uh-uh. What? No, because you ain't gonna lie on me. Because you lying on me. I'm not lying. Yes, you are. They lying on me. Can't you understand that they're lying on me? What are you gonna do about it? They're lying on me. We're not lying, you be, and blah blah. And I'm sitting there like, I guess that's what YouTube is about. But it hurt my heart to see my sisters, like I said, of a particular age doing this. To each his own. And I know my little comment ain't gonna help or hurt nothing, honey. I'm just commenting about, and that's only because, again, that's the field I was in. I was in, the therapy field, okay, the psychological and mental and all of that. And I'm sitting here, and all of that teaching in me is kicking in. And I'm like, I really could not. I'm sitting there like, are you kidding? That's all I got to say about that. It hurt me. Can I be honest with y'all? It hurt me. It just hurt me. That's it. It just hurt me because I'm always an advocate of older women carrying themselves in a certain way, in a certain manner. The Bible says the older should teach the young. And I try to stand on, scriptures as much as possible, even when it whoops me up one side and down the other. I try to still line my life up with scripture, and that's me. That's me. I'm saying, so that's where it's like my aunties and grandmothers, them, they were older women, and they carried themselves as older women when I was younger. Like, I could go to them for knowledge. I looked at their life and saw how they took care of their husbands, and how they took care of their homes, and how they handled their business, and if they did have conversations that kids wasn't supposed to hear, they had it amongst themselves. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm used to this, but I'm seeing this, and I'm like, is it me? You know, Um, I don't know exactly what you're experiencing, but I have a story about living hotel life. Maybe. Oh, okay. Y'all having your own conversation. Okay. Uh, so yeah. No, it wasn't you, sissy. Oh my goodness, it wasn't you. I'm gonna have to tell you out for her. You wouldn't believe it. I swear, if it's still up, you can go back and see it for yourself. You would be like, yeah, you would be like, I can't even see you doing that. I can't. And I think respectfully, Bernie, I think she covered it on her channel too, because I went over there and I think she had covered it on her channel, and she was like, it, yeah. Anyway, you have to be pushed to be bad, girl. You ain't never just bad. Somebody got to push you to be bad. Okay, let me get into this Apple thing real quick, y'all, and then we'll have a couple more conversations, and then we're out of here. Cause tomorrow, I really would love you all support. I am interviewing the one and only the St. James Show. If y'all need to, y'all can go and check out his channel. He's at 22,000 subs at this point. He is the St. James Show. He just did another interview with the world's prophet, Prophet Bernard Jordan. So I can't wait to ask him them questions tomorrow and everything. So I would love for you all to come and support me tomorrow. Y'all know I love my interviews that I do. I'm gonna be advertising Libra Butterfly LLC. So I'm gonna have my mask on so she can get her advertisement out. Yes, 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 yes. And every stuff is okay. So yeah, but as tomorrow, y'all, Saint Shady. Yep, you call him Saint Shady. And hopefully he'll take some questions, from you guys if you really have some authentic questions, not nothing kind of crazy, y'all. You know how y'all be. You know how y'all be. Yeah, but I'm gonna have my little mask on because I'm advertising my company. Yep, 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 yep. Okay, let's see. Here we go. Okay, black people. Hello, her, black people. Let me make sure y'all can see this. Okay, so this is my friend. All right, this is my friend. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. Y'all gonna be surprised at what I'm gonna tell y'all about my friendships as far as YouTube is concerned. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. And I know it's just gonna get back to a couple of people, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Um, it just is what it is. Cause as long as I stand on truth, it don't matter. You feel me? Anyway, this person right here is my friend. She's councilman. And what we have is always called the dirt bowl. Okay. And the dirt bowl is when teams, little community teams, adults come together, play for a big old champion, like who's the best out of the whole city, and stuff like this. And this is something that they had paid and had this part done and everything. And look what happened. Check this out.
Scratch it up. For somebody go scratch it up. Okay, give me 1 second. Hey, y'all, I don't appreciate this. I got a whole problem with whoever did this. Yeah, I'm mad about this. That's why we can't have nothing. That's why we can't have nothing. They work too hard. They work too hard, man. They work too hard. They work too hard to make this dirt bowl a success. They beg for money. Ray Bond, Ray Bond, no, for real. Ray Bond goes hard, asking for money. Like, the dirt bowl is beautiful when you come down here. I'm down here every Sunday. I ain't missed one yet. For real. But this is unacceptable. Come on, man. We gotta hold our own people accountable sometimes. That's why we can't have nothing. And I'm gonna keep saying it. This is unacceptable. It's just unacceptable. We got to do better. We do. We do. So now this court got to get redone. Sad case.
Why? Why black people? Why? Why black people? That's all I'm gonna say. This girl worked hard. And I'm not just advertising her because she's my friend. I'm advertising her because she's a councilman that's doing something for the black neighborhood. Okay. For years, we always talked about nobody ever cared about us. And every time we turn around, they putting money out in the white neighborhoods. And They don't never put money down in the West End. And, so she became councilman, turning things around, getting new stuff put down there, making sure things is the way it's supposed to be, looking as good as it does out in the white neighborhoods and all this and stuff, out in my city and my stuff. It looks good out here. So she's doing the West End like that. And for somebody to take their car or their bike and do this court like this, what makes a kid think that's funny? And when it's done, it's got to be real late at night or real early in the morning, because you're not even supposed to be in this pork after 9. So my thing is, when are we going to start taking accountability for our situation and ourselves? I mean, and I understand why rich people, when they become rich, they don't go back to their hometown. I get it. Now, Rondo, I don't know if y'all remember Rondo that used to play with the Lakers. That's my boo thing too. Rondo, he used to come back all the time, give out bikes, do a whole lot of stuff, because he's from here. He used to do a whole lot of stuff. He used to buy groceries. Like, he would show up at Kroger somewhere, close to the West End, because he tried to help his people. And he's like, if y'all come through here now, I got your groceries. One basket only. Sometimes he'll say, get 2 baskets, come on through. And he paid for everybody's groceries that was in the store. Do you hear me? I mean, just things of that nature. He give out like $200 cards that you can use anywhere. He'll pay off people's electric and stuff like that. But I understand why they don't come back, because people don't appreciate it. Bryson Tillard. I know y'all don't know. Bryson Tillard's mother actually lives 2 blocks away from me. Okay. So when Bryson got famous, he came back and did Wyandotte Park. He put up new rims, had it paved, had the south, had all of that done. No sooner than he got done with that, I want to say it was maybe the next day or 2 days later, they trashed the court, cut down the nets. Now I believe it wasn't us that did that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think it was another persuasion that came through and wanted to do that as a reflection on I dare you. Okay, I really do. And I'm standing on that. However, whoever did it, it was disrespectful. And it hurt Bryson so much. Bryson Tillard, if you don't know who he is, look him up. He got songs with Chris Brown and your girl Jasmine Sullivan, and he's written some songs and all that stuff. Like, it hurt him. And he even went on the news like, why? He said, I came back to do this for my people because I used to play over here on this court. I grew up at this port. I said when I made it, I would do something for my people. I would do something for this port. He said, why, man? That's all I'm asking. Why? Y'all, it's redonkulous, man. Hey, Miss Dovey. Just had a similar conversation. Yeah, man, it's just so disrespectful. And like I said, we always got our hand out. We always want a handout. We always, but when people come back to help you, this is what you allow them kids to do. And excuse me, like, my baby should be 23. So I ain't got no kids, okay? All my kids is grown. But when my kids was younger, my kids couldn't go off and play anywhere, and I didn't know where they was. I heard a lot of parents say, be back home at 9:30. And you be like, where are they going? I don't know, as long as they ain't in my hair. What you mean? What you mean? Ain't none of that, I don't know, as long as they not in my... What? Now, I need to know where you going. What's up the hood table? I need to know where you going. Who gonna be there? Is a parent gonna be there? Oh, okay. Well, if I come through there, you still better be there. Because if I come through there and you ain't there, it's gonna be hell to pay the captain, okay? See, that's the type of parent I am. And I realize a whole lot of people did not raise their children like that. As long as your kid wasn't in your hair, you could care less what they did, where they went. You didn't mind. I've never been that one. I don't understand that type of parenting. I don't. Matter of fact, me and a couple of girls fell out because of that type of parenting. And I'm okay with that. I don't know you anyway. That's just how I look at it. We ain't twins. I wasn't born no twin. I came in this world by myself, and most likely I'm going out by myself. So, I'm going to stand my ground. Please grow up in the projects, and we better been listening. Because I sure grew up in the projects, honey. Let my mama call my name just a little too loud. And you always heard when you had a real parent, you heard that mother's call. It can be 99 mamas calling their kids, but you knew yours. Honey, I'll never forget one day I was in trouble. My mama saw me at the truck. It was a little on wheels candy store and all that. She saw me at one of the trucks. She pulled up on me and said, "You better beat me home." Everybody was looking at me like, "What you gonna do?" They ain't have to ask, cause honey, it was elbows and butt. You hear me? Elbows and heels. I was floating through them buildings. And you better know I beat my mama home too. You better know I beat her home. I knew my mama didn't play. She would go upside my head in front of you. She didn't care. When you got a mama like that, you don't play with your mamas. You don't play. When she said you better beat me home, I took off. I think by the time she got home out of her mouth, I was probably halfway through the buildings. Who? You knew your mama's cop. That's what I'm saying. All right, honey, who? Baby, we ain't play those type of crackhead games. No, ma'am, no ham, no sandwich. Who? Even my kids will tell you, we don't play with my mama. They like that little 5'2" woman. She hey, won't play with her. We know when she give you a look. And see, my husband used to tell everybody, all you got to do is watch her eyes. Because my eyes change. All you got to do is watch her eyes, depending on if they get brighter, if they get gray. If you see them, duck, whatever you got to duck, dodge, whatever you got to do, because that means she done flipped. She done flipped. Honey, who? I don't play. I get real quiet. If as long as I'm talking, and Lord rest my husband's heart, he tell you, long as she talking, she good. She get quiet, run. I get to a point I don't talk no more. I get to a point I don't got nothing to say to you. That's where we at with it. If I get to a point I ain't got nothing to say to you, that's it. I'm like, Lord, right? Shortcut. Sissy who I was float. I told my mama that. She said, "You remember that?" Yes, I do, ma'am. And do. She started laughing. I didn't think it was funny. I didn't think it was funny then. I don't think it's funny now. But hey, I understand it. I'm a mom. And I laugh about things that my kids don't think is funny. I laugh about things my kids don't think is funny. They're like, "Mom, it wasn't funny." I'm like, "Oh, okay, my fault. I'm sorry." Oh Lord, me too. Rather have me cussing and fussing. Okay. If I get quiet, leave me. I know that's right, Jay. If I get quiet, leave me alone. Leave me on. I ain't playing, but y'all. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Last but not least, I know I said I was gonna pull up at what's your name. Hold on, let me pull this up. But y'all, yes, honey, we just got to do better as Black people. And I don't understand how everybody don't know that Trump ain't playing with us. Y'all, Trump has never liked us, and how some of y'all don't understand that, I don't get it. But Trump has never liked us, okay? Even when he did that, what was it? You're fired. When he did that show, he didn't like us then. And Omarosa tried to told y'all a long time ago that man didn't like y'all. And y'all still think Trump, boy, y'all in for a rude awakening. If you ain't got your stuff together now, you better start getting it together. And remember, prophetically, I told y'all. I told you last year to make sure all your documents had the same number on it and that you got printouts and all this other stuff. I've been telling y'all. I've been trying to told you, okay? But that man don't like y'all, okay? He just don't. He don't like y'all, okay? I know he don't like me. So, and then for people to actually vote for him that look like me because of your girl sending people to prison. Okay, what did you do to get to go to prison? Let's answer that question. What was she supposed to do? Give you a kiss and shake your hand? Was she supposed to say, "Oh, that's okay. You beat up somebody, you broke their nose in 4 places. You broke their leg. You shot somebody's mother. Oh, that's okay. Come here. Mwah. Let me shake your hand. Okay, you'll be okay. Next time, don't do that, okay? Was that what she's supposed to do? What she's supposed to do, what she's supposed to do, which is a prosecutor, prosecute your butt. I don't get it. It's like, you know what? And I said this years ago. I said wrong is gonna become right, and right is gonna become wrong. Okay. Does anybody else remember this? Let's go. We have Epstein lists. There's a lot of names on this Epstein list. One being Trump, one being Beyonce and Jay Z. It's a lot of names on this list, and we're going to release this list because everybody needs to know. We even got videotapes of different celebrities that was on Epstein Island. 2 days ago, there is no list. What list? What list are you talking about? There is no list. I'll let y'all sit with that. Because a lot of people's agreeing. Yeah, there was never a list. Are you kidding me? Are you crazy? There was a list too. I was like, is these people, what wrong with you? What is wrong with you? All of a sudden, now y'all gonna believe the Kool-Aid too. There was no list. Okay, all right, you're right. Ain't nothing we can do about it, cause most likely the list that was there, it's done disappeared. I mean, let's just keep it 100. The list was there. It's probably gone now. So if there was, which we know there isn't none more. So they telling the truth now. There is none because that list probably in the bottom of the ocean, shredded to a lot of yeah. Let me see. People don't understand that people are selected to win these things, particularly according to the public. Yep. I know you right. But these people don't want to believe that. They rather believe a lie than the truth. And that's why everything is upside down right now. That's why we got so much weather that's crazy. That's why everything is upside down. Wrong is becoming right, right's becoming wrong. It's easy to get away with the wrong thing. It is the right thing. When you do right, people hate you. When you live right, people hate you. When you tell the truth, people hate you. Y'all ever notice that? You think you all that. I can't stand her with her two good shoes. She's just a goody two shoes. I can't stand her. They hate the right. It's only Babel fulfilling itself, though. To be honest, that's all it is. You will be hated for righteousness' sake. It don't get no plainer than that. And what's so funny? Everybody claim they're going to heaven. Everybody claiming they're going to heaven. You can lie, you can cheat, you can steal, you can kill, you can do all the things. I'm a Christian. I'm going to heaven. I know I'm going to heaven. Really? What? The ghetto part of heaven? The outside of the gates part of heaven? You're going to be cleaning the yard? I mean, what? What part do you think you're going to? Because there are specific instructions on getting there and staying there. And there are specific instructions on when you can't go. Okay. Now, as I've told everybody, okay, everybody's going to heaven. Everybody is. Okay. You know why? Because you got to give an account for what you've done in this body. But are you staying? That's the question. Are you staying? So when people say, I'm going to heaven, you're absolutely right. You are. But are you staying? And that's what you need to ask yourself. Am I staying? Okay. Anyway, moving forward. All right, this lady right here. Let's go. This is something I didn't know, but let's go.
Influential people to television that you've probably never heard of before. This is Marion Stokes. She was a television producer, a businesswoman, an investor, and also an archivist. When Apple was still a small company, she convinced her entire family to let her borrow money in order to invest in it. And she was also able to persuade her entire family to investing money into Apple as well. And it worked out for all of them. From the money she got from investing in Apple, she was able to start her recording project. She started recording everything that was on television. She recorded shows on CNN, Fox, MSNBC, and also a lot of local channels. She had 4 VCRs recording at all times. And her husband would even cut their dinners short in order to make sure that they were home in time to change the tapes out. And her family outings with her kids would also be planned around the length or the time remaining on the VHS tapes. Marion Stokes was convinced that there were details in the news and television that would be lost forever if she didn't record them. At the time of her death, she had 71,000 VHS tapes, 192 Apple computers, and 40,000 books. This Black woman.
She was rich. Let's just say it like that. Because she invested in Apple when it was on the ground floor. And not only that, she told her family to invest in Apple too. And that was smart. That was very smart. Okay. And everything. So I always try to give you all of the history as well. And everything. So remember, I hope you all are still stocking up on your pennies. Not really the newer pennies, but I mean pennies are pennies. But you know, the older ones that's kind of dirty and they're more copper, they're not real light skinned. Because you know, nowadays you got them pennies that's light skinned, and then you got the dark skinned pennies. It, honey, anytime you see a penny, pick it up and just store it up. I'm telling y'all, you're gonna have some money because especially if this man wants to stop production of pennies, it's only a matter of time before if you got them, they will be worth money. Not just the value of them, but money. Do you hear me? I'm telling y'all something for the future. A lot of y'all don't listen until it's too late. Okay. All right. So if you still stop and get you a penny jar, just throw it in your penny jar and just go on about your business. Don't even look at it. Throw it in your penny jar, go on about your business. Because eventually they're going to start rounding up all things. Okay. All things is going to end either in a 5 or O. I'll let y'all work it out. But I'm going to say that again. All things will be ending in a 5 or an O. So, I also told y'all about the orange guy that I told y'all 2 years ago that physically there's things going on with this person that they're hiding. I was going to pull up a video today that they have already been advertised in dementia, but we'll see. And all things are allegedly. Since it's the news channel, I said, well, I'll wait and see if anybody else talk about it first. Okay, then I'll talk about it. Last but not least, shout out to Jibes, King Jibes. Okay, y'all know I'm his moderator. Okay, and I'm waiting to get an interview date with King Jibes too. Don't forget, who am I interviewing tomorrow, y'all? St. James. Yes, 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 yes. Dr. Shady, Mr. Shady, as JB call him. So yes, it's gonna be fun. I'm only gonna try to hold it to a 30-minute interview because you know he's busy and he got things to do. Okay. Um, and everything. So yeah, but we interviewing him tomorrow. I'm waiting for a date to interview King Jibes. Because y'all, I love interviewing. Y'all know that I do. I don't know. I guess it brings out my inner Oprah before she sold out. You know what I'm saying? And everything. But I do love to interview. They were saying he deteriorating as well. Right. Yep. People don't believe it, but yeah, very much so. Just like everybody claimed Biden was doing, they were equal. They were running neck and neck in that. And that's why I was like, well, what's your point? Because the one y'all love is just as is the other one, you know. You know, so he might have an owl. He might. Okay, so let me get to this. My sister, Mixology 99, is my boo thing. Charlie is my boo thing. The hood table is my boo thing. The D Ham show might be my possible future husband. Okay, these are all the things that you guys know. All right, I am subscribed to them. They are subscribed to me. When I can catch them on, I go and support them. Even if I can't, I try to go back and listen to a replay. I know Mixology does a lot of music, so sometimes I listen to most of her music when I'm cleaning up. When the D Ham show come on, I if I can't get to him, I go back and support him. I listen for about maybe 30 minutes, or if he's on, I'm in and out, but I let him know that I'm in and out. The hood table, I go back, and when I do want to hear something about Diddy, especially lately, I go and listen to her Diddy stuff. I keep forgetting to let her know that I'm there, but nevertheless, I support the boo. Okay, but y'all know my friend, the real life with Anthony McNeil and Apollo. Okay, y'all know him. Y'all know I support him, and I'm subscribed to him. Okay, he subscribed to me. And y'all know that's the one that be telling me the stuff that make me want to just scream. But I listen because we're super honest with each other. Okay, like we're very honest with each other and open with each other. And it's to the point to where sometimes I be so mad. I'm like, I ain't gonna talk to him for a whole 2 months. And then what do? I text him probably 2 days later and be like, did you hear this? Yeah. It just do. We brother and sister. That's how we do. You love each other. That's how you do, right? So, and y'all know my old mind, 300, right? Okay. Y'all know he's temperamental. If he get his feelings hurt, he don't come in for months, and everything. So you just got to know people, right? He's very temperamental. He gets his feelings hurt a lot. So he don't, so it is what it is. However, I made mention to them one day that somebody said something to me that I heard it, and I wanted to make sure that I heard it the way that it was said. And before I could even repeat it, 300 said, and I quote, "Well, that's kind of crazy, because why ain't that person subscribed to you?" Because when I heard what I heard, that's what went through my mind. You mean to tell me I support you and all of this other stuff, and I'm subscribed to you, and you can't darken my subscription by subscribing to me? My friend, the real life with Anthony McNeil, he kind of, made me face the music that I didn't want to face. I knew it, but was trying to give every excuse. See, I give people excuses because I care about people, y'all. I do. But 2025, I ain't caring about people like that no more. What makes you better than me? What makes you so much better that you haven't even thought to sub to me, but want my support? Case in point, ODS. Shout out to ODS. I love me some ODS shop. Y'all didn't know that. ODS is my boo, okay? I love me some ODS. I do. I love how he gets straight to the point. When people come up here for a story, he gets straight to the point. Ain't none of that. You going to interrupt the conversation and take us to Walmart, and we over here in Target. We trying to find out how much this shirt is at Target. And you over at Walmart looking at some canned goods. You want us to go to Walmart. Nah, we in Target. And we're going to stay in Target until we find out how much the shirt is. Okay? So I love that. I really do love that. And even ODS is sub to me. And you mean to tell me you can't be bothered to be sub to me, but want my support with everything you do? Okay. Okay. Hey, what you said? What you mixed? What you said? Let me even throw another name out here. Miss Lady Nika. Y'all know Lady Nika's an OG in the beefing sector, okay? Even Miss Lady Nika bothered to sub to me. And I took it as, oh my God, Lady Nika? Oh my goodness, thank you. I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? I know. And I usually go through to see, but now this particular person I'm talking about ain't never subbed to me. Never. As long as I've been knowing this person, as long as I've had a channel, and as long as I've been trying to get my numbers and my channels and stuff like it up, y'all know I was fighting to get my 1,000. And you mean to tell me you wasn't even one to help me get my 1,000? But you for me. Is that what you're saying? You for me? You got my back, you know, and all this and stuff. But not one time have you even subbed to me. And everybody else you sub to disrespects you on the highest disrespect tier there is. But I can't even get okay. All right. Okay. 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 And I know y'all like, well, why does it matter? It matters because if I give you all of me, and if I'm there for you, what's wrong with you being there for me? See, one hand washes the other. You may not can make all of my lives, and I get that. I don't require that. Even if you don't do nothing but give me a click in the view, thank you so much. Appreciate you. Because it all adds up in the grand scale of things, okay? Grand scheme of things. It all adds up. But for you not to even care enough to even sub to me, but you sub to everybody in their mammy, and you promote everybody else's channels, and I can't get one promote, I can't get one shout out, I can't get one sub. Thank you, The Ham Show. YouTube. See, we ain't gonna act like we stupid because we ain't nothing stupid about me over here. I let a lot of things slide, y'all, because I have top importancy and the least important, and that falls real close to the least importance. But I can't keep closing my eyes when people say that they whatever where I'm concerned. But then, hey, simply, y'all ain't seen you in a while. Hey, boo. Yeah, I have. I have. Simple living. I have, baby. I have. Because, yeah, I'm just as important too. I am. No hard feelings at all. None whatsoever. But like I tell y'all, I love real hard, y'all. When I tell you I love you, I do. And that's the truth. I care for people real hard. I do. You know, you would know that I go through every day, all day. Okay, I do. I go through every day, all day, but I come on here and I keep my head up because I trust God. You can't really trust God if your situation always affects your walk. That's not trust. If I was to tell y'all what's going on right now, y'all be like, how are you even on here? Matter of fact, I'll say this. Went to the doctor today. I'm doing good, except it's something that they implemented, they put in me, right? It's not working the way that it should be working. First of all, if I had no choice, I wouldn't have never got it put in. But it's not working like it's supposed to be working. So now I've been referred to a specialist, and what the specialist wants to do is explain to me how they want to go back in me, open me up, blah, 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 blah. But I still come on here and y'all hear I'm talking. My insurance is changing. I'm going from not having to pay to certain things I'm going to have to pay for when I go to my doctors. But I still come on here and I keep my head up and I talk to you all about the trusting in God because I do. I just don't, I mean, things, don't get me wrong, y'all. Things happen to all of us. But I can cry about it or I can walk in my faith with God. I choose to walk in my faith. I choose the latter, to walk in my faith with God. And then if I really need, that if I really want to cry and I need somebody to kind of encourage me, I got those I can speak to that would encourage me so I can go on. You know what I'm saying? Iron sharpens iron. I don't want to stay in the pit. I don't like people who stay in the pit. I don't, because it's like, woe is me, woe is me, woe is me. It was woe is me Monday. It was woe is me Tuesday. It was woe is me Wednesday. It was woe is me Thursday. Now we're on woe is me Friday. Come on now. Come on now. You've had 4 days to woe is me. Can you give us a break? How about you take a break and let God be God at least 1 day out of 7? And then after that, if you feel like going back to woe is me, then go back to woe is me. But I just, and I'm going to tell y'all why I feel like this. And y'all might tell me, Creole or Coco, it's not nice. But can I be honest with y'all why I feel like I feel, and why I love me some the hood table and some mixology. Seriously, why I love them women. And I ain't just saying it because they here, because y'all know I talk about them all the time. But the reason why I love them is because they take a licking and keep on ticking. We are of the same cloth. We take a licking and we keep on ticking. Meaning, you may knock us down at 12 o'clock on a Wednesday. By 2 o'clock that same Wednesday, we back up. We trying to figure out a way how we going to get our lick back. And I feel like that because, think about it. I myself was not supposed to be here. Okay? Let's just get that straight. I was not supposed to still be living. 2022 December, Christmas, I was given a death sentence. Okay? I was told by March 2023, I would not be here. And I've seen another March. And I'm astounding the doctors. They like, what? Because guess who I serve? Okay? Not only that, with all the stuff that I've been through in my life, being multiple molested, being multiple incest, being multiple rape, abuse, gun put to my head, all this other stuff, trigger pull, blah, blah, blah. I'm still here. And not only am I here, I did something I wasn't supposed to do, which is succeed, became more than a conqueror, sitting over here with a doctorate degree. Me. Business owner, me. So excuse me if I don't buy into pity parties. Excuse me if I'm so hard on people. Like, can I cuss, please? Because I don't have Ken, my nephew, here to cuss for me. But I gotta say it the way I feel, and I'm sorry. So Ken, Auntie would love for you to be here to say it for me, but I'm going to say it myself. Y'all pray for me. All y'all church people, y'all know I love the Lord, but I got to say it how I thought it, okay? Get your ass up. It's easy to keep saying, this is happening. I don't know what to do. Okay, you've done that for 2 months. You've done that for 2 years. Now what? Now what? Just like the person I was talking about, cut it off. It's over. It's a wrap. I will be stupid to keep giving them loyalty and they don't support me. That's my whole point in a nutshell. You ain't no busier than I am. And I see you support everybody else, but you can't support me. I wish I would be a fool. Those days are over. I love me. So excuse me, y'all, when I'm hard on people, it seems like I'm so hard. I'm serious. Okay, we know things is hard. Things have been hard. I told y'all, 2020, my daughter was murdered. 2021, I lost my husband to COVID. Do you think I've really recovered from that? Think about it. And the girl who killed my daughter, we just got justice in February. It's been 5 years. 5 years. And every day I get up thanking God. Every day I get up like, okay, God, what are we doing today? I thank you, Lord, for waking me up. Thank you for the activities of my limbs. Lord, I don't know how this bill going to get paid, but it is what it is. Lord, I don't know about this. The kids is this, that, and the other, but it is what it is. Let's roll. I just don't get it. I don't get it. And the thing about it is, when you serve God, you get, it's a difference between being chosen and called. Called get away with a whole lot, the chosen cannot. When you are chosen, you are beat with many stripes. You can't get away with a lot of things that, as a matter of fact, you can't get away with nothing that the call get away from. That's why you can see people who can preach and still have sex with all these other men and women and stuff. And it's like they still, because they called. Called don't have to do nothing. Everybody called to something. The chosen are the elite. When the doctors gave people death sentence, I tell them there is no expiration tag on your. Come on. I don't have time for the pity party. I don't either. She said, "Cuss, my life is in his hand." Come on. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I don't think that I'm better than nobody. I just know who I serve. I know who called me, who chose me. I know all the things. And like I said, it's hard waking up every day. A man that used to snore in my face, and I mean snore, but that's neither here nor there. Used to snore in my face every night. Get up, bring me coffee. You know how, for years. And then all of a sudden, one day, he's not here. I don't hear the jingle of his keys. I don't hear his gospel music pulling up on the side of our driveway. I could be asleep, and my body automatically woke up when I knew he was supposed to be home. Every day. I wouldn't open my eyes, but I would hear that car pull up with his gospel music. Then I would hear those keys. Do you know how much I had to get used to not hearing that car pull up and not hearing those keys? You know how mental that is? Knowing that somebody used to come home to you at a certain time every day, and now they not. So I'm sorry, y'all. I love y'all. I do. And I got empathy. And Lord knows I got sympathy. But after a while, I want to know what's the end game. Like, okay, here's where you were. Here's where you are. What's next? What's next? What is your plan? What's next? Here's who used to be for you. Here's who's for you now. What's next? What are you going to do? Because they're not there for you. So what are you going to do? And I think that's why a lot of times I don't have a man right now, because I'm not for that pity party type of crap. I mean, I had my husband's back to the umpteenth. Matter of fact, sometimes I had his front, but that's neither here nor there. You know what I'm saying? But when you a man, I'm here for you. Let's talk about it. Tell me how you feel. Go ahead and cry. Get all it out. Get it all out. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so we're going to give you another couple days to cry and get it all out. Okay, by that third day, at third increment, I want to know, okay, so we done cried. We don't scream, we don't yell. We don't cry. We don't scream, we don't yell. Okay, now what you gonna do? What's gonna happen? How, where we going? What you got planned? See, what we can't do is stay in Egypt. Our ultimate thing is Canaan. We can't stay in Egypt. Okay, we done been in Egypt. We done been in the wilderness. We done been in Egypt. We done been in the wilderness. We're trying to get to Canaan. So now that, we right here in the wilderness now, okay? We're real close to Canaan. I need you to give me your plan. What is your next step? Stop crying about the same crap that has not changed. It ain't changed. It ain't gonna change. The people ain't gonna change. What's your next step? Who y'all pray for me? Okay. Come on, Robbery. What are you going to do? Sissy, that's my point. What you going to do? What you going to do? Forget what used to be. It ain't like that no more. So what now? What now? And here's the thing. This is what I want to warn y'all, some of y'all about. Don't be people's garbage cans. Some people don't want a resolution. They just want somebody to dump off on. Okay? They just want somebody that they can always dump off on. They don't want no resolution. They don't want you to tell them how to get out of it. They don't want you to tell them, let's be free, let's get free. They don't want you to say, let me tell you something. This is what I don't do anymore. I have offered myself to people. I have said to different people, if you need me, I'm here. You know why I say that? Because I know, one, I got the tools to help people because I used to be a therapist. Okay, let's go there first. Second of all, I'm a minister. That's another thing we do is counsel people. Third of all, I'm a good friend and a good listener. And most of the time, I come up with pretty good ideas. Okay, I just really do, and I care. And that's the one thing that a lot of people don't have when they're going through is people who genuinely care about them. But after I offer myself to you and you don't take me up on it, I give you one more chance. If you don't take me up on it, then it's over. Because what I'm not going to do is beg you to tell me your problem. How dumb does that sound? I'm begging you to tell me what's wrong with you. Thank you, the hood table boo. That's crazy. And then people say, I don't have nobody that's for me. Ain't nobody here for me. Don't nobody care for me. And now sometimes when I heard people say that, I be sitting back thinking, is that the truth or is that what you feel? Because a lot of times people are there, but because of who you are, you don't open up your eyes and see the people around you. See, a lot of times we want certain people there. And God will say, I sent you a gift, but you couldn't get past the package. I need you to get past the package and see the gift. Because you want Sharon there, or you want Tony there, God sent Michelle, and he sent James, and you don't want them. Even though they sincere, they want the best for you, everything. They got the answer to your problem, what ails you, they got all of that. You don't want them. Because it's not who you want. And the people that you want don't even have the answer, not even equipped to help you with nothing. So what I ain't gonna do, I don't beg people to let me help them. You don't want my help, okay? Okay. May the Lord watch between me and thee while we're absent one from another. Amen. Gave the benediction on it. That's how I look at it. God bless you in your endeavors. All the above. All the above. May the Lord, heal you and all that other stuff. Because, baby, trust me, while I'm trying to be there for you, I got stuff going on myself. But my love walk is such to where I can handle many things. And sometimes helping other people takes my mind off of my situation. But sometimes y'all know the difference. Sometimes some people just want to be stuck. They have gotten to this point to where it's woe is me, and they're stuck at this woe is me, and it's going to be woe is me. And all they want is the participants to sit around and be woe is me with them. I ain't got time. Life is lifing. God is moving. I don't have time for that. We got an orange man that is determined on destroying anything that ain't orange. Vanilla. But anyway, y'all know what I'm saying. He's determined. So I got to stay my man on the swivel. Okay. Because we got people that want to help him destroy everything. Okay. So my man got to stay on the swivel. So the neck got to stay on the swivel. I got to keep it pow, conditioned and cleaned, and got to keep my Bible handy and the word written in my heart that I might not sin against God. Okay. So, I ain't got time. I ain't got time to ask you 4 and 5 times. Are you okay? What's wrong? You need to talk. Won't talk. I ain't got time for that. No, we don't have time for that. So, yeah. Yes, baby, you can. You can. Anyway, y'all, I had 1 cup of coffee today. I know y'all think I done had 2 by now. No, I actually had 1 caramel ice coffee. 1. And yeah, I done ate my dinner and everything for the day. But guess what? I'm starving. I really am starving. I think I'm going here and boil me an egg. Cause sometimes that boiled egg take your craving away. And I think I'm gonna boil me an egg and give me some ice cold water and just sip on it and every stuff and try not to drink a cup of coffee. Like for real. Now, interesting because tomorrow is my great uncle's birthday. He'll be 97. And the family is throwing an all day party for him. The whole area where he's been at almost all his 97 years. Okay. So everybody knows him. And so I'm gonna go out there, and I don't know if I'm gonna go out there after the lab or before the lab, but I know I have to go out there tomorrow because if not, they're gonna disown me. They already told me because I'm one of them. I'm one of them. My intentions would be to go out there and I'd be done messed around and lay down and watch the movie. I read a book and all of the other type of crap. And then time come, I'll be done did the interview and they'd be like, I'm supposed to win out my family. See, so they already told me, Coco, and seriously, they sent it to me on Facebook and everything. They put my name out there. Coco, if you don't come, don't even think you're going to be a part of this family. Even if you come and don't stay, we need to see your face in the place. So I've got my Coco wake up call. So if I don't do them, I'm gonna go out there and say, "Hey, Uncle," and take a picture, and love on some cousins and laugh real quick, and then hop in my car and leave. I think that's what I'm gonna have to do. So because they are really talking about they gonna disown me, and I don't know about y'all, but I be needing my family every now and then. Yeah, I know, 97. I'm like, whoa, granddaddy's 91. So, honey, yes. And I think that's what, kind of upsets me about what's going on in the world right now. Because think about it. They done been through the Jim Crow. They done been through the slavery stuff. They done been through, the you can't go through the front door because you're black. You gotta go through the back. You can't sit at the counter. You can't drink out of the water fountain. They done been through all of that. You know what I'm saying? And now for them to almost have to go through that again, I'm not feeling that at all. So but anyway, yeah, I'm gonna get out for her. I love you guys. And thank you again, Swag TV Boo, for making me reach my goal. I appreciate you. I do, y'all. I'm gonna set up Charlie gonna help me set up my memberships and everything, and they will be affordable. And some things that I really want to talk to you guys about, like healing stuff for real, but I can't openly. We're gonna be doing behind the scenes and a whole bunch of other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, JB Boo. Me and you still got to do our next one, honey. We'll get it scheduled. All right, y'all. But I love you guys. And remember, no matter what the test, always, always do your best. All right. Smooches.